I think, we got to wait till we foresee what's actually happening.
I'm not giving up, sir, or anything like that. As always, I remain optimistic. I'm simply saying.
It doesn't sound like it.
I'm simply stating the effect, as you just laid out. The first season of What If was pretty solid. It was worth talking about. The reviews were longer, and it felt like there was more going on in the episodes to talk about. In season 2, I really didn't feel like that. I felt like the amount of content in some of the episodes was thin, almost, and that made it hard at times to really have a lot to say. But that's just, again, that's my take. Andres, it's your show, sir. So have at it. Let's tackle What If season 3. And yes, I'm optimistic.
Yes, you're optimistic. Well, folks, welcome to the What If season 3, episode 1 and 2 live recap. Don't worry, folks. Don't listen to that. That's just Jeff talking to Dodger, who's probably just making a mess in his house, maybe, or maybe taking over Jeff's body. We don't know.
No, he wanted to go outside.
Oh, well, that's good. He needs to go outside. He needs fresh air. So anyway, we're here again, folks, to do another awesome review on What If season 3, the season finale. This is the third and final season, supposedly, right now for the Marvel animation. And so we are going to do exactly what we did last year. If you didn't stick with us last year when we did season 2, we're going to view pretty much 2 episodes, per week and discuss them together, and what discuss that we like it or not. And let's be honest, folks. We like episode 1, and episode 2. Well, we'll get into that. We will have agree and disagree that episode. But anyway, so. Hi guys, how you guys doing? How was Christmas? Jeff, how was Christmas for you, sir?
I don't know, somewhat stressful, but there were some positives to it, you know what I'm saying? It's good to be back with the MCU's Bleeding Edge and everything and whatnot, be here with Cyber and yourself and all that, the holidays for me, during the holidays are doing our holiday shows, you know what I mean? That's what I look forward to doing. Some of the Christmas family stuff can be kind of stressful for me. So this is kind of like a nice escape, from that, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and I don't do anything for New Year's or anything like that. So I never really have. The last time I went to a New Year's Eve party was back when I was in high school. So I don't celebrate New Year's. I never really have. It's not even really. It means nothing to me.
Yeah, I understand.
It just means it's a new year. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta find TV series and stuff like that to cover for the Bleeding Edge and whatnot. You know what I mean? And that's all it really kind of means. The calendar flips, and there you go.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, so this year, for me, this is gonna be my first time hanging out with my friends again for New Year's party because of the COVID, pandemic. We didn't gather for any of our New Year's parties at all, or Christmas parties, whatever you want to say.
The COVID.
Yeah, exactly. So this is my first time I'm going to see them. We're going to. I think tomorrow I'm going to go to New York to one of a friend's house and have a good time. It's a good time. It's been 2 years because I had to take care of my dad, and so I had to not go to the parties like that. To the risk of COVID or whatnot. To his his condition and all that. Cyber, how was your Christmas, sir? How are you doing?
My Christmas was fine. Went out of town. Went to see family. Came away with some decent stuff, but then been working since. So just completed my 5th straight day. 6 tomorrow until I day off. So yeah, I've been pretty busy. Other than that, yeah, Christmas wasn't too bad.
Getting after it, sir. Getting after it, right? Isn't that what we used to call it?
Yeah, that's true. Oh man,
getting after it at work.
Yeah. Well,
I talked to Nathan Great earlier on the phone for like an hour. He's
Mm.
doing okay. He's not making content anymore right now. He has a nighttime job, so he's just not available at night. His nights off don't align with our shows, so he can't come on, for What If or anything like that or whatever. He works on Monday nights.
Damn you,
And he's
John.
he's on the California time zone, part of the country. So, up in Seattle, that shithole, you know, he lives up in that cesspool area. My brother lives out there too.
Oh wow, really? Oh,
Out in the suburbs of Seattle.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I think no. I'm trying to figure out. It's funny because this our first episode is like about mega suits, mega swords and all that.
Oh my
I'm
god!
I try to think the Power Rangers was in Seattle or it was like.
Andres, you got to watch Craven so that we can talk about Craven.
Oh my god, get the hell out of here! I respect you guys' opinions on Craven the Hunter and all that, but I was like I was like when that movie came out, I was like, Hallelujah, it's over. It's like thank you, Sony, for not just like putting out this crap of movie.
Doesn't sound like respect to me. If you want to watch it,
I felt embarrassed because I went on Pop Culture Cosmos with Gerald over there, and once again he put me in the seat of like defending the movie or whatever because I told him I thought it was good, and then he drops on me that it's doing so bad in the box office like no one's going to see it, and I'm like, oh god, I didn't even realize that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Sony guy said it's the end of the universe, right? Like,
yes, it confirmed. I mean, sort of. Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean,
it's crazy. I'm telling you, Craven the Hunter is better than Venom movies.
Really? Huh?
It is, yeah. Right, Cyber?
Oh man, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I don't like the Venom movies either, but it's like
Cyber is in mid-June.
Yeah, mid-June. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm gonna watch a good movie. The Sonic 3. I don't know. You guys like the Sonic Hedgehog movie?
I don't. I like Craven a lot. It's really good, but I wouldn't say it's better than the Venoms.
Oh no, not even Venom 2.
Oh no,
I like a bit better than Venom 2, but I didn't think it was better than Venom 3 or Venom 1.
Okay,
I thought they were equal.
Yeah, the thing about the Venom movies, at least I can give the Venom movies, it's like Tom Hardy is the best thing about those movies. Like, I like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think he's a good pick.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is fucking phenomenal. Any movie he's in, you gotta watch.
Yeah,
he's good. I mean, he's good. He's good as Craven, man.
Yeah. I thought he was a good pick. Anyway, I'm excited for him to be in 28 years later, so that's great. So, I mean, thankfully he's not going to be hurt by Craven, so that's really good. I'll think about it, but I'll probably rent it on YouTube and let you guys know if I see it or not. But anyway, so our first episode for the What If is called What If the Hulk Fought the Mech Avengers. So basically, this is our anime / Voltron episode of the Avengers fighting the Hulk with mega suits or megazords I say before. So in the beginning we get this like attempt. So Dr. Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, is trying to rid himself with the Hulk as usual. If you've seen his comic book / movies, he always tries to find a cure against the Hulk persona or creature, whatever you want to call it. And so in this What If, he tries to bond himself with a huge amount of gamma radiation, but accidentally resulting in the birth of a monstrous creature known as the Apex. So basically, this Apex is Godzilla meets a bunch of Power Ranger monsters that grow very big. If you're a big Power Ranger fan like myself, that's what we have in this episode. And we see that the original 6 Avengers, Captain America, Steve Rogers, Tony Stark / Iron Man, Bucky, not Bucky, Barton / Romanoff, aka Hawkeye, and Black Widow / with Thor, together create enormous mech suits to like counter threat the Apex. And they essentially try to control the kaiju creatures that Apex created the army of gamma monsters. But unfortunately, they got outnumbered and killed. And so these surviving heroes, consisted of Sam Winston, Monica Rambeau, Bucky Barnes, Mark Spector, aka the Moon Knight, Red Guardian, Melina, Sanshi, very happy to see that, and Nick. This one I was confused about. This one, Nakia. I guess she's a Wakanda superhero. Question mark. I'll actually.
I had no fucking idea who that was.
Yeah, like no page here. Nakia. I'm sorry. That's Black Panther's love interest.
That's who that is. They brought her back.
Yeah, I thought she was some other was it the Menage soldier or something like that? I don't know. Well, we'll get to that. So like a bunch of our superheroes from other MCU films. So and they eventually they joined together to they kind of decrease a lot of the monster attacks over the next 10 years. Let me stop there. That's the beginning part. Jeff, what do you thought about this beginning part of the origin of these like kaiju stuff?
Okay, I don't. All right, straight up, I don't like the whole. I don't care. The kaiju shit I guess is cool, but like, I don't like the layout of the Avengers team in the episode. I dig Sam Wilson's in it. Like, I'm glad they finally did Sam Wilson in What If. That's great. You know what I'm saying? Captain America's there. That's great. You know what I mean? Like, it just shows you, like, like when they do finally do the Avengers again in real live action, what's going to work and what's not going to work. You know what I mean? That, Captain America's going to work, right? Like, with Sam Wilson. That part I liked. The friendship where they're recreating, the scenario based off of Captain America, Winter Soldier. You know what I mean? Like, that the banner of friendship or whatever, is like interesting. I'll give them credit for that. I like how they twisted that around and used that in the episode. But I don't like the ripoff of the fucking Thundercats, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like whatever the fuck you want to call it, the mech suits or whatever and shit, like the anime mech suits and shit. Come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, I don't know. Like, I just didn't really want to. That's not a direction I ever wanted to see for the MCU, for the MCU superheroes. They're superheroes. Like, they fight live action. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see them in suits. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to have a Hulk Buster, like, that's cool because that's unique. You know what I'm saying? That's a unique thing, right? But having everybody in a suit, I don't know about all that. And Monica Rambeau lost a lot of credit for me because of the Marvels. So she's really got a lot. She's gonna have to redeem herself a lot. You know what I'm saying? Before, like, we get to the real live action Avengers film. I'm glad. I mean, I guess I'm glad that they brought back Bruce Banner. I guess they're moving forward with the characters for What If Season 3, and it's going to be all like the Phase 5, Phase 4 characters that are going to be in the episodes, right? And that kind of sucks because, like, I wanted to see more of, like, the old school characters coming back. I did. I was hoping that they would bring back some of the older characters still. But I guess it makes sense that they want to try to keep it more current. Was that Moon Knight on the Avengers team?
Yes. Yeah, that was
that was weird. That was weird, man.
Yeah, I know. That was so weird. Yeah, I can agree with what you're saying, Jeff. Here, I like this episode. I think
it was cool that Bucky was there, but I just didn't like the Avengers lineup. I didn't like who they have as the Avengers. I think they could have put together a better team. I didn't like. Was that Red Guardian and what's her name?
Melina.
That was supposed to be Melina. Yeah, like that just didn't work for me really.
Yeah, I counted how many people were in the Avengers. This Avengers lineup. There are 8. So I don't know why they needed 8 people. Just keep it 6 or 5. Like, you don't need too many superheroes in that team. So I just felt like they wasted so many screen time. Like, well, it's weird because you're going to focus on Sam and Monica. Well, particularly Sam and Bruce. Like, they were like the focal point for,
and those creatures too. They did not look very original. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen other fucking like creatures that look like them before. You know what I mean? Like, they were not original looking at all.
Yeah, that's
and I didn't even understand how they were created, really. Like, what the fuck happened with the Gamma shit or whatever that created a whole fucking army of like whatever the fuck you want to call them, Hulk alien, monsters or whatever the fuck. I don't even know, man.
Yeah. Just think about Greenlands. Like, like especially when that big monster was separated from Bruce Banner, like those things was coming out from his back. It reminded me of like that the main like Greenland villain called was it Stripes, and like the Greenlands come out from his back. It was kind of like that, like the Greenlands kind of coming like metaphysically coming from the body and stuff like that. Anyway, thank you, Jeff, for your awesome insight. I agree with your points here, sir. Because let's face it seems like they're going very cartoony with this season. I'm like, okay. But anyway, Cyber, what do you thought about the beginning here? Do you have any opinions on the Avengers lineup? Do you love Pacific Rim, mega suits versus kaiju? Tell me, sir.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, so I totally got Pacific Rim, Gundam, Voltron, Power Rangers mix from this when they had the stealth suits, most definitely, and I was living for it. I thought it was fucking cool as shit. And that's the beauty of What If, is because it's not the actual Avengers. It's not the actual MCU. This is What If. This is what if they decided to go in a different direction. Now, does this mean they're going in that direction? Fuck no. It does not mean that they're going in that direction. It just means that they're using a theory of what they like to see in animated form. So I think that's what, kind of this first episode was a amazing beginning. Absolutely loved it. This beginning was really fun. Getting to see kind of that Winter Soldier remake. That was hilarious. I was kind of cracking up going, really? You're redoing the beginning of Winter Soldier? I'm like, that's kind of hilarious. Having Sam be be Captain America like in that film, and then Mark Ruffalo as Sam was in the first film, and I just kind of cracked up at it, and I'm like, okay, that's hilarious, but at the same time, it's like, I don't feel it has the same feeling as the original film. So definitely, yeah, it's a what if. But I thought that it was a solid start. I mean, like I said, those mech suits were freaking awesome. I love the whole concept. I mean, the thought of Bruce making himself even more radiated was fucking insane. And it's like, Bruce, we already know that you have hit yourself with gamma radiation and it does not do anything to you but make you the Hulk. So why would you want to hit yourself with more? I don't know. I think it'll just make you a worse Hulk, sir. And so when he does that, and then it basically separates himself, the gamma from him, and ends up turning it into this giant apex monster, I was like, holy shit, it really is Pacific Rim. I'm like, holy fuck. And it was hilarious because I also was kind of getting, like kaiju vibes, and of course, kaiju, what else would you think of kaiju? Godzilla, monsters like that and shit. You're just like, wow, this is just taking it from Marvel to Godzilla world to Monsterverse world. And you're just like, this is freaking epic. And, the creation of the other creatures that are kind of like the Apex Predators minions. I thought that was hilarious too at the same time, because I was like thinking to myself, like, well, yeah, you would have minions to help you fight a war or to take over. And I mean, making them kind of look like Rock Monster, the kind of small versions of him, I thought the design was okay. It wasn't the greatest, but I don't think it hurt it at all. I think it still got the point across of having these little minions that were your sidekicks that are helping you try to take over the world. And so I think that the apex creature looked freaking awesome. He like had the glowing gamma coming out of his shoulders. He had the big horns. Kind of made me think of Suitor Surtur from uh, Thor 3, Ragnarok, that
Oh,
Thor fights in the beginning of the film. Surtur, however you say his name, Surtur. Uh,
Soter, that's what it's
yeah,
called.
and his horns kind of made me think of his helmet that Thor ends up taking after he defeats him. And I just thought that was like such a cool concept, very Godzilla like, very Pacific Rim like, and just really solid start off. I really was enjoying it, and it just really gets the episode kicking. Really well done. Very great beginning to this season of What If.
Thank you, Cyber. Yeah, I was looking at my, I was checking like Easter eggs and references because I don't know if this was intentionally on the Hulk monsters. Like they look like, I mean, I don't know, if you guys are big Fantastic Four fans or whatnot, but like there's a villain called Mole Man, and like he has an army, like he has these like rock kind of monsters. If you guys are Fantastic Four fans, I don't know if they took those designs and mixed that to the Hulk, you know make them into like those kind of rock things. Also they remind me of the Abomination. Like if you remember in the Abomination design, like particularly his like classic, comic book accurate design that we saw in Shang-Chi and She-Hulk. Like he looks very like a fish, like a scaly kind of skin. I don't know if they took the Abomination design and mix it to like these creatures, which if they did, I kind of like the designs. I wasn't that bad about it. I really like it. I like the Apex design. That was really cool. Like he reminded me of like the classic Godzilla monsters you saw in I think there's one monster like I don't know, Monster Zero or something like that. But like it was really cool that they went to that like very like Godzilla designs, and I thought they were pretty good. Okay, and I just want to throw out some like references here that was kind of cool. Little nods here and there. Um, like particularly Tony Stark's hair, his long hair is a cool nod to the original 1994 Iron Man cartoon. If you saw that, that was really cool. Honestly, the Avengers cartoon that's in this episode, obviously it's like homogeneizing the classic 80 cartoons that we all watch, like Power Rangers, Voltron, or Transformers, in that style of like the mega, you know, you know, robots that we're discussing here. Obviously, great that Cyber brought up on your left, mirroring the Captain America with the Soldier thing. So that was really cool. So let's get back into the episode here. After after 10 years of the Gamma War that they call it, the Apex remerges. Like classic Godzilla thing, they like hibernate and they kind of like reemerge after like getting like fully recharged and like killed from their recent attack. So the reluctant Wilson seeks Banner's help, who lives in a hidden on a remote island. Of course, Banner refuses to get involved, though he provides Wilson with the Mighty Avenger Protocol. Very cool, which he originally created to stop the Hulk. Now, using the protocol, the heroes' mechs combine into one powerful mech. So basically, it's basically Power Rangers mech. Like if you watch Power Rangers, like it's like, oh my god, the monster's grown, and it's like, okay, the Power Rangers are like, we need to combine our mechs. That's basically what happened here. So basically, the Avengers combine their mechs together into one big ass mech suit, which is awesome. So that's what happened. But the Apex is too much for them, and so the machine, despite the Avenger Protocol did very well, attacking the army of Gamma monsters, it wasn't enough to stop the Apex, the Gamma leader that we were following. So let me stop there. Cyber, you're again. So what you thought about this midsection where Sam is getting help for Banner how to defeat the Apex, and then of course seeing the whole like Mighty Venture Protocol into fruition, seeing the mechs combine. Tell me about your thoughts on those that section.
So very entertaining. Once again, totally made me think of Voltron. Made me think of the original Transformers cartoon when they take 5 of the characters and turn them into one big robot. Totally made me think of that, hands down. Totally made me think of Gundam too as well. And it was just so fucking cool. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was so awesome. And I just thought that it looked really cool. I thought that how it thought was really sweet. And I think, them thinking that, that would help against the Apex Predator. I was thinking to myself, it's gamma radiation. Okay, we all have determined that gamma radiation is the more far superior, ability of any, creature in the MCU, and that gamma radiation gives unbearable, power to its creations. And so I was thinking, I'm like, but they might have a good chance. I mean, the Hulkbuster did a good job against Hulk in Avengers: Age of Ultron, and but it still didn't really defeat him. It was able to kind of slow him down. And that's what I was thinking here when they assembled it finally. We got that, the whole like Sam being, kind of, reluctant to ask Bruce for help. It kind of cracks me up. Kind of makes me think of Tony trying to get in touch with Captain in Infinity War, because of their falling out. Because if you think about it, it's kind of like Bruce and him kind of had a falling out when this happened, and he created the Apex Predator and killed the, unfortunately, the other Avengers. So, it kind of made me think of that a little bit too at the same time. And I thought it's a nice little reference to the original Avengers, kind of the other movies and stuff like that. And I think they did a good job of that. Like in this episode, they gave us a lot of references to other films and so forth too. And I thought that was really fun. And, the whole concept there of this giant apex predator is just, I thought was kind of a nice little OD to, monster films. And so that was fun to see something a little more like classic feeling. As if you ever read the comics, if you read the classic comics from like the 60s, 70s, stuff like that, there was always about one monster you had to defeat in that one episode, and so that's how it felt like with this. And I thought that was really cleverly done. So I really enjoyed this part. I thought it was really fun. I mean, watching them fight the Apex was really cool. And them trying to, defeat it but aren't able to, still was like really badass. So I thought it was a really solid middle section that is really entertaining and was really enjoyable.
Thank you, Cyber. One thing I want to before Jeff, I want to say I think I like this episode because I like the focus of Bruce Banner. I love the Hulk. He's a great character. Because all of us have expressed our disappointment in how the Hulk has been handled in these films. His more comedic turn, which I don't like. So I really like that we went back to like the Incredible Hulk / through like Age of Ultron, the more psychological, dark kind of vibe of the Hulk. And so I really appreciate that. I like the combination. This is what I think What If should be. I like the idea of what if Captain America teams up with Hulk or like partners, like befriended Hulk. It's actually a really cool idea. And I like this episode that really take that concept really well. And I like the Sam and Banner relationship. I think that's the heart of this episode. And I think it really works well here, which I appreciate. And I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I love the Avengers Protocol is like the Mega Godzilla. And then you got the FX being kind of like the OG Godzilla, so that's kind of cool. Just briefly, the island that Bruce Banner is at is called the Astra Island. That's actually from the comic books. It's from Tales of the Astonishing, issue 64 from November 1964. So this is where it was chosen to test the site for Dr. Banner's nuclear absorption in that issue, and that's where like Hulk was battling the army of the Lear's humanoids. So I don't know if they took that inspiration from like the Lear's humanoids to be the army that we see here. So I just want to give you kind of give that little tidbit of trivia there. that island that Banner was at is actually a comic book thing, and that's really cool. So I like that they went deep to the whole comic book stuff. So really cool. So let's Jeff, any thoughts on this mix section of the like seeing the Mega Avenger suit, the Banner, and like Sam relationship? Go ahead.
They could have extended out the 10-year war or whatever, that part that could have been like longer, and really kind of showed more fighting or whatever, to like to show all that passing of time, and show the destruction or whatever, like the impact of like the war, like on like on the US or whatever, I would have liked to have seen that. I don't know, like the whole dynamic where Sam has to like go to Bruce for help was okay. Bruce having that that tech to be able to assemble the suits together was clutch. I guess it was cool what seeing the battle against the Apex Predator was all right. That was a decent part of the episode. I felt like the episode was better at the end than it was in the beginning, if anything. So yeah, that part was cool. I found it kind of strange how they knew how to fight together as like the one big mechanism or whatever, like without any training or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like that, I found that to be kind of far fetched. But besides that, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I mean, you had this what you call disbelief sometimes. I mean, this is the same thing with Power Rangers. I don't know how those kids can operate. Not only combining their Megazords, is like how they can even operate these big machines, like without training or knowledge of these like tech stuff. Where at least the Avengers, like they have training. I don't know.
And it's okay, like, look, it's like Cyber said, the whole concept of what if is still the same concept. It's what if, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if, this weird fucking thing in the MCU universe could happen for like, for the course of an episode, of a TV show, you know what I'm saying? Like with all these random characters, you know what I'm saying? Like, and these, like really far out, plot, stories and plots, you know what I'm saying? Like that is the concept of it, right? So like, you have to take that into consideration when you watch it, I think, in a way, you know what I mean? Kind of, keep an open mind, towards the, what they're doing with it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Saber as well. I mean, this makes sense. I mean, come on. Think of it Pacific Rim style, folks. Just believe in that. Okay, so we're at the the final part of this episode, where our heroes are pretty much down, and then they get like this part I actually did like. Is where I say Banner decides to assist the team. He does the same thing that Wilson did to Steve in Endgame, and say, "I'm your left." Really cool. As again, we've been discussing, calling back some of the movies. That was really cool to call back Endgame here. And so Banner is part of the fight, and he uses a gamma bomb to become a Godzilla-like creature, aka Mega Hulk. By the way, I love the Mega Hulk design. Really cool. I'm like, all right, let's do this. This is where I agree with Jeff that the third and final part of this episode is really the highlight, and I think this is the best thing about this episode here, where he's trying to kill the Apex, and heads towards New York with his army and all that. And so luckily the fight is kind of fair. So like thankfully Sam helped to like punch the Apex, and like Hulk kills him, and then after that he does take control of the army after defeating the leader. That's what happened. That makes sense. Like that conclusion. And then I like how after this Wilson is trying to remind him of their friendship. So it promotes like Banner to lead the remaining Gamma monsters to the island, as they say, for the Astra Island. and of course, stand where he becomes their new ruler. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. So, Jeff, wait, final thoughts on this part here?
Yeah. Like you said, it is pretty cool. It's a solid ending to a short episode. You know, a very compact episode of What If, right? What Banner does, to fix the problem, to help out, to fix his own mistake, is like to sacrifice himself, like he makes the big move, like the hero move, so like, at first I thought he was going to kill himself. That's what I thought was going to happen. But the fight between the kaiju, the Apex kaiju, and the Hulk, the Hulk with the tail, was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, Hulk pulling out those I-beams and shit, like right there at the end or whatever. That was pretty solid. I thought that was pretty solid, that he just melted the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, like that's how he beat him. It was kind of cheap that he melted him like that. Like he didn't beat his ass. He had to melt him. You know what I'm saying? I would have rather seen him beat his ass, like personally, you know what I mean? Like break his neck or something, than melt him, But instead, he had to melt the motherfucker. So he melted his ass, you know what I'm saying? And then, and Sam talked to Sam talked to Gigantic Hulk's eye. Gigantic Hulk's eye was like looking at Sam, you know what I'm saying? I'd be creeped out as fuck if that big eye was looking at me. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, what the fuck? Get out of here, dude. You know what I mean? Like, for real. That shit would scare the fuck out of me, bro. Sam was just like, oh, whatever, bro. What's up, bro? You remember me? I'm Sam. What's up? I guess Hulk understood, I guess. I don't know. Apparently he understood. He didn't say nothing. I was expecting Hulk to like make some kind of like sound or something. You know what I mean? Like, like breathe, like to breathe really hard or something in like response to Sam. You know what I mean? Like to like acknowledge that like he understood him or some shit. I was expecting Hulk to like, shake his head or some shit, like or whatever. But he didn't do nothing like that. He just turned his head like a boss and walked into the ocean. Where he's going, who knows? We don't know where he's going. But he's taking his minions and they're leaving.
Okay, thank you. It's very quiet now. Well, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Very quiet, sir.
Yes. Anyway, I'm just looking at the comics here. Life Rewire Brain Injury Podcast. Welcome, sir. I hope you joined this podcast.
That's one of my TBI survivor friends from Facebook.
Okay. Well, welcome, sir. I hope you're gonna enjoy more of the live feeds later this 2025. Cyber, your thoughts on the finale and the cinematic glory of Kaiju Massacre?
It was badass. Absolutely loved it. It was action packed. It was fun. It was entertaining. Him becoming that giant ass Godzilla like Hulk was freaking insane. Seeing his size versus the other Apex was like freaking awesome looking. It was kind of like, when Godzilla had to fight the 3-headed Ghidorah in Godzilla King of the Monsters. And that was just like freaking awesome. And when they went to battle and shit, that was just really cool. And then him melting him was like freaking sweet. Absolutely loved it. Even though, I agree with, with Jeff that it would have been cool to see more action, more fighting, having to beat the snot out of him. I still think that the melting was just as cool because that was such a Godzilla reference, him basically melting him with gamma radiation, which is what Godzilla is too. And so I think that was just freaking sweet and like doing that. And then he like basically controls now the giant army and you're just like, what? And then when Sam's like trying to, calm it down, kind of like, in Avengers with Black Widow and Hulk, sun's coming down, it's kind of like that kind of thing going on, and the big eye looks at him, and you're just kind of like, okay, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna smash him? What's he gonna do? And I thought that would have been hilarious if he accidentally like smashed him or something. I would have been laughing like, oh well, that was not a good ending. But yeah, him like staring at him.
I thought about that, Cyber. I was like, what if he just fucking crushes him?
Yeah. And then he like walks away into the ocean, leading the minions down with him. I was like, freaking sweet. And it just was a great ending. It was just badass, really cool, and just all around a really great episode. Really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a really good start to season 3 of What If.
Yes. Yeah, I enjoy it. I love it. Mega Hulk, best thing ever in my life. Happy that this is our first episode. So give us a Jeff rating, please. What's your rating of this episode?
A lot better than the one I'm going to give for episode 2 that I couldn't even follow. What the fuck was even going on? I'll give it a solid. I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's a good, reasonable rating. Cyber, your rating, sir, of this episode.
I give it a 10.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I would give it.
I told you, Cyber's going to give 10s on everything for all of 2025.
Oh my god, we should make a bet just for like okay, we should bet every day he's gonna give us a 10 and a 10 and
everything
10.
Everything we cover is gonna be so awesome every time that it's gonna be a 10.
Yeah, well, let's see how episode 2 rates. Actually, I'm curious. I don't think that's gonna be a 10 for him. We'll see. Anyway, for me, I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was a solid episode to start the season. I think it was better than what's it, last year's season opener. I thought that was like, this was much better. I thought it was much fun. I'm a Hulk fan. It gave us really cool Hulk moments. That's really cool. And yeah, just negatives. It's just like too many heroes. It's like keep it 5 or 6. You don't need that bunch of characters like Moon Knight and.
Last season, episode 1 was Nebula. What if Nebula saved?
Yeah,
I love that they put Moon Knight in this.
Yeah, I like Moon Knight. I like him as a hero. I just wish, like, if you're gonna use him. Like he was just kind of there. But anyway.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That he was just kind of there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was kind of weird. You know.
Yeah, that's. I understood where you were coming from, Jeff. Like it was the same thing for me. It's like why he's there? He's just there. Anyway.
And I don't think of him as an Avenger either. I think of him as just like kind of like a character that's in the mystical, supernatural kind of realm and does his own thing. You know what I mean? Like. He's not really a team player. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's more like a Midnight Suns kind of character.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. If this series did continue, like it'd be kind of cool to see a What If Midnight Suns episode, but we'll see. All right,
don't get me wrong. I'm sure he probably was a reserve Avenger at some point or something like that in the comics. I mean, fuck. At one given time, back in the day, with the Avengers, like almost every fucking Marvel superhero out there was a reserve Avenger. You know what I mean? Like, like that was like a normal thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, so, yeah.
Like, so like I don't know. Maybe he was an Avenger. Like a reserve Avenger at some point or whatever. But I don't ever remember Moon Knight ever really being an Avenger.
No. Yeah, Midnight Suns or maybe Defenders. I'm trying to think he was in Defenders maybe, but I don't know.
He wasn't in the Defenders.
Yeah, I don't know, like he was here or that, but yeah, mainly the mystical, like supernatural Marvel stuff, as you were saying before, Jeff. All right, let's get into episode 2 because I'm with Jeff. I just did not care about this one. What if? So, folks, you enjoy episode 1? Check out the half we were talking about. So now we're going to enter into episode 2. What if Africa went to Hollywood? Now, you thought it could have been fun. I mean, I like Africa Harkness. I think she's a great character. I like Catherine Hahn as the titular character. We got Kingo as a character here, which is great. I actually like Kamala Najani. He's a great actor. I thought he was, at least the fun aspect of Eternals. I know a lot of us don't like the Eternals movie, but I thought he was a good part there, as some of the other Eternal characters that we like over the main ones. But yeah, so the beginning of this episode, we got Harkness plans to uh intact enchant. That's what I say, enchant the magical ritual to what's that, Chipon, or absorb the power of the celestial barrier on the Earth's core, the Tempron, or Tempa, something like that. I don't know, the ancestral in the Earth's core, right? In order to do so, she has to become an actress during the golden age of Hollywood. So around 1920s to 1940s, that, and she starts in a film that's directed by Howard Stark, Tony Stark's father, and so Harkness has Stark cast Kingo, the final Eternal, living, and so he works in the movie. And then we see she needs for her she needs her spell to work, as she's already taken the other Eternal powers. So basically, she kind of taken all the Eternal the Eternals that we know from the movies, their abilities. The last one she has to get is Kingo. So you know how Harkness works from her show or WandaVision. She does have this ability to absorb any mystical or energy from the person that she's taking, like a vampire absorbing the life force. So, and she gets the life force, right? And that's what happened. And I'm just looking at my notes here. I don't really care. Yeah. So yeah, that's and Kugo reveals that she knows of Harkness' true plans, but decides to help her after she pretends her desire to save the world and agrees to release the Eternals once the ritual is complete. So, Cyber, go you two. We thought about this beginning. See Harkness again, trying to take a power of the celestial barrier in the Earth's core, up to Kringle revealing that he knew about Harkness' true plans. Go ahead.
So this one definitely is nowhere as good as the first one. It's kind of slow, a little boring. The animation, I didn't care too much for it. This beginning part here, especially whenever they were dancing, Agatha's dress and Kingo's outfit, they are way too bright and shiny looking, and it feels like it's blinding me. And I didn't care for that. I just thought that was stupid, and I didn't think that was good animation there. So I thought definitely there was some good parts to this. I love that Catherine Hahn voiced Agatha again. That was great. I thought she was her usual self, and then of course Kamal Najani reprising his voice as Kingo, which is awesome. And I thought that bringing in Howard Stark as the director and stuff like that was fun. And I like the whole era of old Hollywood. That's fun too. I really enjoyed that era of Hollywood because I think they made a lot of great films back then. And I thought the premise and thought process was fun. That Agatha trying to become all powerful by taking Tiamat's power is a really cool concept. And the fact that she's already, she's taking all the Eternals powers before she gets Tiamat's, I thought that was kind of an interesting thing too. And I love that the fact that they really are referencing the Eternals film in this. It was a really nice nod to Eternals, because I know how bad the film did and it wasn't really well received by everyone. I think it was an entertaining film. And so I like that they were giving references to that, with Tiamat and with the Eternals themselves like that, and kind of saying they're gone, they're dead. I think that was kind of a cool concept too, as well. So I think that the beginning, it was okay, a little boring, not nowhere as entertaining the first episode, but definitely had some cool points to it.
Thank you, Cyber. I thought the beginning part was very boring, and I mean I was into it until they started doing the dance and all that. I That's where I kind of dozed off. And I was like, ugh, yeah. Jeff, I know you. Yeah. Anything you want to say? What Saber say you want to add in?
Yeah. I mean, I'll add in a little bit. Basically, I didn't quite understand until Cyber and you explained it that that she stole all the Eternals' powers, and that's how she had like those powers or whatever. I don't really like that because her energy absorption powers are mystical. They're like they're based off of witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not like energy projecting type like absorption like powers. She doesn't have that skill. Like that's not an Agatha Harkness ability ever that she's ever had. Her ability to absorb energy is only that witchcraft energy, that like magic that they have. I don't know how she would have been able to just take the Eternals' abilities like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how that would have worked. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I don't have a problem with the fact that they brought back tropes from the Eternals to have that what if. Hey, you know what? The Eternals is an MCU film. So it's fair game, to delve into that corner of the MCU, right? Would I like to have done something different with it? Yes. I do like the era they're in, like Cyber said. I do like the concept of that it's movie making and like this era, of like old Hollywood or whatever with Howard Stark directing and all that kind of shit. That whole deal works like at first, like that works. Like I get all that. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, like this could be okay. But then when you throw in like the whole making of the movie and all that stuff and Kingo and how the fuck Kingo was like the least powerful Eternal, right? Like how the fuck is he the only one that like is the last one or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to get his powers taken or whatever, or whatever the fuck he's doing. So that's all I got.
Yeah, I agree. No, that's a good point. I'm like, who was the most powerful of the Eternals? Was it Circe?
Yeah. Kingo was the weakest of all the Eternals when it boiled down to it. As far as what he could do or whatever, like Sprite was more powerful than him.
Yeah. Like she could easily create illusions, and that was like more useful. Yeah, I agree with that. That is weird that they like out of the Eternals they picked Kingo. But, I mean, I guess
because he's the actor.
Yeah, exactly. He's the actor, and that makes sense. Another one. I'm just thinking about other things you brought up, Jeff. The story powers of Africa. Now we don't know in the show in the shows, right? It's witchcraft, as you say for. I think if they had that one scene, like have one scene here where she's using a specific spell from either the dark hole or whatever she has in her possession, this timeline, that she's able to absorb cosmic energy. So that it made more sense that she's taking these eternal powers. Because if she's using a specific spell that can able her to absorb.
I've never heard of any spells before, and that
exactly
in Marvel comics that affected cosmic universe powers and things like that. I've never heard of that.
But that's what I'm saying. If they wrote that in this episode, that's what I'm saying. Like if they wrote that in this episode, it made more sense in the narrative of the story.
But what if it's supposed to stay within the reasonable lines of the Marvel comic books, like realities? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in the MCU. Yeah. No, I understand. But I mean, again, as Saber said before, this is what if. Like you don't know how powerful Africa is at this point. But yeah, I agree with you, Jeff, about that. That was very weird that she was able to do that with the Eternals, but whatever. I mean, they didn't explain that. We didn't have time for that, so whatever.
The Eternals don't have powers like that. Most of them don't have powers that can just be shot, like a projectile, like you know what I'm saying, like a beam. You know what I mean, like of energy or whatever. They don't have powers like that.
Yeah, it's only like what, like 1 or 2. Like I know Icarus can do that because he has like the Superman light laser beams. That could happen. Kingo, yeah, because he does like that, like what do you call it? Those shoot guns in his fingers. That's it. The rest they have no energy stuff. Like they're like illusions or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah. They're like,
it's
create that weapons out of thin air, super strength, you know what I'm saying? Super speed, super engineering ability, you know what I mean? Like, and all that.
yeah.
Mind control, you know what I mean? Like, there's no they don't have like offensive powers that that you would like absorb.
Yeah. It is very weird. That's definitely the flaw of the story there. I don't know, like I mean, it could have been cool if they did like a twist here that she was the Eternal, like like instead of making her be still the Africa we know from like the 616 MCU. Say that this universe, this like what if episode, she's like an Eternal that can absorb other Eternals' powers. Then it could have made more sense. But
See, the last thing I'll say, Andre, is that like this just reminds me of how I didn't like in Agatha the live action her relationship with Death, because in the comics Agatha was never a cosmic entity. You know what I'm saying? Like she was never her character never was never that powerful or whatever to where she would actually hang out with like cosmic entities like Death. You know what I mean? Death was Death was never an earthbound character in Marvel Comics when I used to know about Death. Death was a cosmic entity, like a set, like you know what I'm saying, that hung out in space with like Eternity and shit like that, and the Watcher and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what Death did. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And like, so I didn't like that connection to begin with, right? So I don't like this cosmic angle that they keep wanting to do with Agatha Harkness's character. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I understand. But yeah. We'll see what they do with her. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what. Just I didn't mind the whole real Attica relationship, but like I do agree with you about this whole cosmic thing. I mean, it's tough to write. Like she has probably the most OP power, right? And like it's tough to make it consistent from what we know from One Division to her own show. So let's get into this. Let's run through this episode. So after knowing the truth and all that, right? Like listening Kingo's betrayal, right? What was help me out, guys. This like the celestial judge, Emission. This the science Erishman. Thank you. The science to destroy the Earth. So this like motivating Harkness and Kingo to like enact like a ritual upon the like celestial rival. So when he arrives to Earth, right? They get help, also getting assistant help as well from Stark and the human Jarvis, of course, played by James the artist, great actor. Very happy to see the human version of Jarvis from the Agent Carter show, which I really like. So Harkness takes Kingo's and the celestial that's on the Earth's core's powers and become a Omega celestial. Now, this where I kind of like the episode. Like I visually when she became like the these celestial in outer space, I thought that was pretty beautiful. I thought that was a great animation. I thought that was the good aspect of that episode there. And so yeah, so let me yeah, like, and then after that, we get this like really cool constant battle of Africa versus Harishman. And then this is where it was kind of cool, just like calling back from previous movies or TV shows, right? I like that she used the same thing that Wanda did to her, right? She used some spell to like make the judge, the celestial judge, not to use his abilities. Like he couldn't use it because of the spell that she like throw in the space skies, and so she was able to absorb him. So let me stop there. Jeff, what you thought about that section? Seeing like this, huge, Africa.
Not a whole lot, really. They lost me. They lost me at that point in the episode. I was having a hard time staying with it. The story. It was. I was falling in and out kind of with it. So like, I didn't really care for Kingo in the episode overall. Like, I didn't feel like he really did a lot for the episode. Although I don't have a problem with Kingo as a character in live action. Like, he didn't bother me in the Eternals movie or anything like that. I didn't mind him, you know. He was all right. You know what I'm saying? I would agree with Cyber. Although my date did fall asleep during the Eternals, like I was engaged with it throughout the whole film. I just didn't like it in general. I was still engaged with it though, the whole film. Like I was entertained or whatever, you know. I just didn't rate it very highly because I really did not like it. I thought it had a lot of flaws. Too many flaws versus strengths, you know, overall as a film. I felt like they had too big of a cast of characters that they were not able to distribute an equal amount of time on screen for the characters to all like have, you know, developmental, you know, type paths, like, you know, throughout the film. You know, like, you know, that was what, but my main gripe. That I felt like the villain in the Eternals was not a good villain. I didn't like that either. As far as this section of the episode, I mean, I guess it's cool that they copied the Eternals scenario with Arishem, like, you know, wanting to, like, you know, come down and destroy Earth or whatever. But again, like, I wasn't really sure what Agatha was able to do with Kingo to get so powerful and become cosmic. But like seeing her become cosmic was just kind of weird for her as a character for me. Like, that's really like that's OP power level for her. For her to like get her to take her that a character like her out of all the other characters out there in the MCU to make her that OP in a what if episode to where she's fighting a fucking what do you call it? You know, what are the creators of the universe? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like dude, the fucking the Celestials are OP. Like, they're the OP of the OP. Celestials are. They're the most OP motherfuckers in the Marvel universe. The Celestials are. And she was that powerful that she could fight a Celestial, you know, and like won the fight too. I don't know about all that. Like, that shit was a little bit crazy, bro. But whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I agreed. I like the Eternals. I didn't mind it. I don't hate it as like a lot of people does. I thought it was a visually like it reminded me of Man of Steel. Like it had a really great like atmosphere. I thought the special effects was good. I like certain characters. I just wish they had more time to focus them. Like the speedster in the Eternals, was it?
Yeah, I know. They only used her right in the last like 10 minutes of the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. So I agree with Cyber. Like I'm happy that we're getting like a little bit like pay off the Eternals movie. Like you know, I know we're not talking about Captain America 4, but like the reason I'm a little excited for that film is like we're now addressing the, you know, the Celestial that came out from the like the core, and like that's going to introduce, you know, the adamantium and all that. Like, I'm happy they're using like, you know, that from the Eternals, you know, right, to pay that off, you know. So I'm happy that we got like an episode here to focus on the Eternals. I kind of wish they did something different, of course. You know, I like Kingle, but he's like not my favorite. You know, I just like, he's like the weakest, as you say before, Jeff, as a bunch. I'm like, yeah. So yeah, I thought that was weird. Cyber, so your opinions on the, like, you know, seeing the team up with Kingo and the Africa, and then her becoming the celestial god, and her fighting with the judge. Tell me about that section. What you thought about it?
So yeah, this section, you know, basically, I felt was like the beginning of the section. It was kind of interesting, but at the same time, it was kind of boring. You know, and it, you know, like I said, I really enjoy the voiceovers, of course, of the two characters, because both of them, you know, reprising their roles are fantastic, and I absolutely love Dominic Cooper as Tony's dad. He cracks me up real hardcore in this, and I absolutely love like every time he jumps in and like says something, it's absolutely freaking hilarious. And he was one of the best parts of this episode. And and so, leading up to her like becoming cosmic and everything, it was, pretty basic, nothing really exciting, nothing, it was kind of boring to a point, but still kind of entertaining. But when she becomes a celestial, I think she looks so cool looking as the celestial kind of being that she becomes. And that's really cool. And then her fight with, Harisham was really awesome. I loved it. Because I love that they brought him in. We got to see that the Celestial again, which was really cool. And that's something that I've been craving since we saw the Eternals in 2021. Like, I want to see more Celestials in the MCU. I want to see more of that because we've had a lot of cosmic intervention in films and stuff like that with the Guardians, and then of course we've seen in Infinity War, Endgame, stuff like that. We've seen that kind of stuff, but we really haven't brought the Celestials in very much, except for briefly kind of mentioning in She-Hulk, Tiamat being stuck in the Earth, and then in the Eternals, of course. So that's something I was really wanting to see, and so I was happy to see Harisham come back in this episode, once again voiced by David Kaye. And I thought that was really fun. And their fight was really cool. Them hitting each other and shit like that was really awesome. And that was just, I think, very entertaining, very enjoyable. And it got me back into the episode and enjoying it. So I thought that was a really great part. And like, as you mentioned, Sir, Time Cop, her using the hex thing like in WandaVision, has Wanda did at in the last episode, and she does the same thing so that it pulls Hiroshima in. That was freaking badass too, and her taking his powers that way was fucking cool. So I thought that whole section was really fun, really well done, and made it very enjoyable.
Yeah, no, I agree. Actually, not. I haven't seen the whole season, but I was talking to one of my friends who's watching the show. One of the aspects he liked about the season that we are going to see more of these, like the Celestials that we're like hoping to see more of. He's saying that we're going to see them a bit more, so expect to see more Celestials in this season, which is good to hear. So, if you guys are a big fan of that, as a Cosmic Marvel fan, I'm excited for that. So let's wrap up the whole episode here, folks. So after that, we see like this is where I was like so mad at this episode, like, or I was like, okay, whatever, whatever, like frustration or mad, whatever. Like, Attica does her thing where like after she defeats, Amish, Amish and the judge, right? She kind of turns Kingo at like that I just trick you, and so like I wanted all the power, so now I'm like she's like she basically did the con thing that she always does to like our heroes about that. But apparently, like somehow, like almost like a Christmas thing, right? Like Kingo convinces Harkness to give up the celestial power in favor of joining him in the movie business for real. I'm like, what? Really? I don't know about that. Like, look, like I like this episode. It's very comedic. I don't have a problem with that. I like the Hollywood thing. I like the 1920s, but I don't know. I thought that turn was just very weak, very boring. I mean, boring. It was very weak, boring. So then we get the premiere of the movie, The Cosmic Queen. I like that. Good name. Kingo notes that the release of the Eternals are worried that Imish's defeat has drawn the other celestial attention, but Harkness assured him that they can be saved for a sequel. This part, I think this is like a meta commentary because we discussed the Eternals. We know we're not gonna get the Eternal sequel, so it was very funny if you understood the like meta thing that we'll probably like getting a sequel maybe to to address the implication of like what happened to this like celestial judge, and like are the other celestials will come invade the earth, as we seen like in the Eternals when the judge came, right? So yeah, that's what it is. If you people were kind of confused about that, like the like little joke, meta joke, that's what happened. So Cyber, what you thought about the finale, the the final part of the episode, and rate the episode too, please. I hope not, Iceman. Cyber, you're next. The final episode, your rating of the episode, sir. My bad. That was very awkward.
So are we with the ending and then our and then our rating?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so the ending of the episode is pretty basic. It's it's kind of funny. Like I said, I think Howard Stark really is the star of this episode, and hit like that whole time when the Celestial and Agatha are fighting Ishmael, Hashem and her, and they're like, "Did you get that?" And he's like, "I think so." And he's like, and Howard's like, "Yes, get it, roll." Was like the highlight towards the end of the episode. And them going to the premiere and they like made the image that they did the filming there into a movie was absolutely hilarious. Cosmic Queen totally sounds something that Agatha would be in. Totally sounds like it. And of course she's in big bold print, and then down below Kingo starring too. Was absolutely hilarious. Totally an Agatha thing, I feel too. And totally see them, becoming kind of like partners in crime type of deal. Him trying to get her to resurrect his fallen comrades like that. And just kind of it's a very basic ending, and it's nothing really special. But overall, the episode is okay. Like I said, it has some highlights that are fun. The fight with Hashim, and of course, Howard Stark was really phenomenal in this episode. So very, very interesting episode. Nowhere as strong as the first episode, but still an okay episode. I have to give this one an 8 out of 10.
Very reasonable. Jeff, your final thoughts, and just jump into your rating, sir.
Yeah, not much. I was lost with the ending. I didn't really completely understand what was going on, so I was a little bit confused as to what exactly was happening. It is interesting. That they left the Eternals hanging by never doing another film. That they left that vacuum there. You know what I mean? With these characters and with Star Fox, Thanos' brother, and Pip the Troll and all that, and Tenement, and they left all that wide open. That is interesting. I don't think that they're ever going to follow that up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think we're ever going to see any of the Eternals characters ever come back in live action again. I don't think you'll see any of them. That's just my take right now. I don't see any of them popping up. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying? I guess you could never know. I'll give the episode a 4 out of 10.
All right. Yeah. We don't know. The future of the Eternals is unknown, so we're not. I mean, I guess
I heard, Andres, that episode 2 of What If was not a good episode. I had been warned already.
Yeah, I was hearing that too. I was like, ugh. But I heard the other episodes are great, like especially towards the end. Like they did like cool things.
Yeah, I'm excited to see since they're moving into this territory of these newer characters, in What If. I'm excited to see them using some of maybe the X-Men characters and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Now that they can, you know what I'm saying, kind of do that.
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing who they'll use.
Yeah, and oh god, maybe Brie. I don't know.
I don't think there'll be any Captain Marvel. That's my prediction right now. There'll be no Captain Marvel. Brie Larson in What If season 3.
Yeah, I hope Miss Marvel pops up because I like Miss Marvel and I think she should be in the season 3.
I think there's a chance that you might not even see Captain Marvel in the next Avengers film.
Maybe that could happen. I'm excited to see Shang-Chi. I'm very excited for his episode. The what do you call it? The Western episode. I like Shang-Chi the movie. I love that character and his world. So I'm excited that they actually giving it a goddamn time to develop, like take attention to that universe. So I'm happy about that, and I'm excited for the X-Men stuff.
I like Shang-Chi the character. I did not really love Shang-Chi the film.
Yeah,
the character itself. Simu Lee, Simu Liu or whatever. I like him.
Yeah, he's good. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with him. And
it's unfortunate that it's going to take so long for them to finally make a sequel to his film. You know, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. After the multiverse saga. So my rating will be for this episode 6 out of 10. I thought this is the weakest, but not bad. I will watch this over the other week episodes. What if I cannot name them right now? So it's not that bad, but it's like whatever. You know, it's very filler, I gotta say. So I just want to say thank you guys for joining us for this What If the first review of the season premiere / episode 2. Thank you guys. I just want to give Jeff thank you, Jeff and Cyber here for being great your hosts. I just want to say happy Festivus and Happy New Year, folks. I just want to say thank you so much, bottom of my heart. This was a fun, fantastic 2024 year for me with the MCU Bleeding Edge crew here. I'm so grateful and very excited for 2025 with these two, amigos. The craziness. I hope Shakira Neal or Michael B. Jordan can come back one day in these live stream reviews. But anyway, Jeff, go ahead. Let's do the plugs and get the hell out of here.
Okay, well, next Monday, episodes 3 and 4 of What If, and we'll have some extra guests on to join us. That's cool to hear, Cyber, that Captain Marvel will be in season 3 of What If. I can't wait. I actually do like Captain Marvel as a character. And I thought that she was okay in the Marvels. But thank you, though, for letting me know about that. So we've got the Green Mile on Friday, which should be interesting to do. And the Friday after that, we're doing the original Justice League film. So that'll be fun. I've never watched that before.
Oh God.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited because I've never watched it before ever. So I really want to see what it's like.
Good luck.
Okay.
Get ready to just barf the whole time.
Yeah. It's like the nightmare before. It's the nightmare before Christmas, but it's not as great as Nightmare Before.
I can't wait for the review. All right, so plugs. Cyberneticshark, sir. You are first. If I can get your channel going. There we go. There you are, sir.
All right, folks. So if you enjoy me on the panel or you enjoy me as a moderator, you can check out my social media platforms, YouTube, Cyberneticshark. You can find me there. And for my solo content, you could also find me on, all the good places like Threads, Facebook, Instagram, X, all those good places, Patreon. But anyways, my most recent video here, actually, I finally just got one uploaded today, and it's the trailer reaction to 28 Years Later. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I also have some more coming for you guys soon. As you can see there, I got a couple more shorts up. One for Blade, of course, one for Horrible Bosses, and so forth. But as you can see there, my 28 Years Later is up. Told you I get something up eventually, and I finally got it up for you guys. And I'll be having more stuff up. Craven the Hunter review, another trailer reaction soon, stuff like that. I went and saw Moana 2 yesterday. They have a review of that up eventually here soon. But you can check out my little mini review of it if you have not seen it. Really fun film if you have not seen it. Felt like classic Disney finally again. So definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. Really good film. Quality songs, quality animation, and fun story. And it was just really fun. So if you haven't seen it, highly recommend check it out. But yeah, we have more stuff up for you guys and all that kind of good stuff. And if you have not checked out my Patreon, check out my Patreon, people. Got some fun stuff up there. Bloopers, outtakes, all that kind of cool stuff. So definitely check that out.
Oh, Cyber, you did something from Apple TV?
Apple TV. Yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas.
Is that Apple TV?
Yeah.
I've never done any. We've never covered anything before off Apple TV.
Well,
Yeah. I think we should, because I heard good things about their TV work.
Yeah, I think we should too this year, maybe, because like I've heard good things too
Next
about some
year.
of their TV series.
we still got
Next
one more.
year, I'm sorry.
We still got one more day of this year.
Next year, I'm sorry. Next year, yeah, I hear a lot of good things about their TV series too. To be honest with you, you know who else we've never ever done before either? Too Netflix. We've never done a Netflix series before.
Yeah. Oh man, there's a lot you could do. I mean, yeah, there's one of the shows we could talk about.
Sarin was telling me. Sarin was telling me about some of the Netflix series that are coming out this year. She said that there's some good ones coming out.
Oh yeah, I mean, Dean's is coming back for his fifth and final season. Wednesday season 2. That I'm really excited for. And there's like a couple that I'm like blanking, but yeah, that's great. Yeah. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. This is Andreas Pop Culture Channel Presents. As you see here, no live streams, but I did post yesterday a awesome 40th anniversary on Supergirl, the 1984 film, starring Hanley Slayer, who is a great Supergirl actress. Check that tribute out. Tomorrow I will put out my Batman Santa Claus Silent Night Part 4 to wrap up the 2024. Hopefully tomorrow I can do my Brainiac 66th anniversary. That's where I'm at. And hopefully I could do new shorts before the new year, 2025. So, and speaking of movies I'm going to see, as I mentioned before, starting the new year, 2025, on Wednesday, I'm going to be invited with a friend. We're going to see Sonic 3. So maybe we'll start a media review on the short to say what I thought about it. I haven't seen the first two, so I'll probably do that later. But yes, so that's where I'm at. Soon I'll tell you guys what's going to be new for live stream 2025 and all that. So, but yeah, be patient. So, but I just want to say thank you everyone for joining us. This was an awesome 2024, much better than last year, and I'm excited to join these two crazy people I call buddies for 2025.
Hey, I saw Matt's schedule over there at middle-aged men. Are you guys gonna make any of their films this month in January? You think? Have you guys seen their schedule yet?
Hell yes, yes we are. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to make There's Something About Mary if I can. I just don't know if I have therapy that night or not, but I'm gonna try to make that one. They've got a pretty good slate of movies.
Yeah. So if anyone knows, the next ones that they're doing is Back to the Future, Groundhog Day, and There's Something About Mary, and there's another one that I'm blanking on. So that's
there for Groundhog Day.
The Breakfast Club. They're doing the Breakfast Club too.
Yes, the Breakfast Club as well. Yeah, that was the other one I was forgetting. Yeah. So those are the movies.
Forget about
me.
Yeah.
Oh
classic,
god,
baby, classic.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We are out of here. We'll see everybody later. God bless you. Good, happy New Year. Peace.